All right. So let's get to the larger NFL content as well. A lot of good games last week. A lot of good games last week, but this week you have some games here. Uh, Meaningful games, obviously, because I mean these are the best 5 games on the schedule that are not Raven games. But really important stuff last week. But this week, not as good. Team record wise, more what I mean is teams not as good in this one. But games very important for the division in all that going forward this week. So last week, Philadelphia really established themselves over a win. Washington probably is a division. Maybe I think they're the team, if there's anybody, going to challenge Detroit in the NFC. So definitely that is big. So big win for Washington, big win for Philly in that one. Bears just can't figure out how to beat the Packers. It's wild. Like they turned the win into a loss again. I think the Packers, kind of are what I thought they were in preseason. Jordan Love's got to clean some things up. He's turning the ball over a lot, but they kind of are. They're a solid playoff team. Not maybe a Super Bowl ready, but a kind of a solid playoff team. Josh Jacobs has been really good for them. I always liked Christian Watson. He had a really good game for them last week as well. Atlanta and Denver. I'm not shocked by Bo Nix's success. I think this was a guy, he's working with Sean Payton. Sean Payton has embraced this idea. I think he got rid of Russell, hoping that he could develop a Bo Nix, and I certainly think they're ahead of schedule. So I don't think there's any question about that job. He had like 300 yards passing as well. So shout out to him. I don't think they're doing this now without any money from the cap as well. So they got to be pleased as well. Atlanta, kind of another team, kind of is what I thought they were. They were maybe they're a playoff team in that division, but they are not any more than that. They might win that division. Concern now for the Niners. Niners are now 5-5. They did lose to Seattle. They're just not the same. They're just not the same. We're talking about the Niners. They're just not the same. They just don't. They're just not the same team. They're just not. I don't know what it. You could kind of see it. That something's missing. Defense just kind of. It's not like any one thing though. It's kind of like a cumulative thing with them. So that's very but you can see it. Seattle kind of. Seattle is a good win for them. I think this division is going to be 4 to the post. The Niners still have a shot to win it. The Seahawks, I think, definitely have a shot to win it. All 3 teams. Arizona is really good, so we're going to talk about them this week as well. And KC over and Buffalo over KC. No surprise. Not to me. I think Buffalo, is outstanding. Their offense is better than I thought it was going to be this year. I think they've actually had an easier lane in their division. I think that's true too, because the Jets have just went down. But I think they're no surprise. KC, I think they're a little off on offense. I think they're kind of getting a pass a little bit. They should be better with some of the stuff they have. They have problems with their tackles. I would say that's kind of doesn't show up often enough. I think that's not mentioned with their offense. They're getting their tackles. I mean, they're outstanding on guard to guard. Their tackles are a problem. I guess a good defense like Buffalo got exposed. So let's go ahead and get it squared away. Packer. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, goodness. All right. So we got the right graphic now. Vikings and the Bears. So we got that squared away. So the Vikings this week. Vikings, I think, are amongst the best teams in the NFC. I don't think there's any question about it. Defensively, I think they're very, very good. All season. They've only lost 2 games. I think they lost to the Lions. I forget the other team. So they've been really good all season long. I'm starting to buy, obviously, at this point. I mean, if a team is 8, I mean, at some point, you got to start buying. They're only winning games here. The Bears, I think, looked good last week, despite the loss. I think like they don't find ways to win games yet, though. I think that's something to do. Everybody's killing Matt Eberflus, but it has something to do with the fact that they're still kind of young. I think like a team, they haven't had a lot of wins. I think there is a skill to finding a way to win as well. I do think Packers win this game. I think this will probably be it for the Bears in terms of that. I think though there are reasons to be encouraged in Chicago, but I don't think they. I think the Vikings. I think I'm kind of sold more on the Vikings and everything they've done this year. So I'm taking Vikings should win this one as well. The Lions and the Colts and this game as well. I'm gonna start Colts here. Because I'm gonna start Colts here because I think we know the Lions. The Colts, I think I was a little surprised when they went back to Anthony Richardson, who played well in the last game. So that was good. I thought Anthony Richardson played well. They went ahead and they won. So that's good. I think they won against. Now they beat New York, so I'm not jumping up and down too much. But he was good. 272. I thought Richardson was good in this one. Can he follow up now? Has he learned? That's what's the fascinating part about this game for me. Richardson having benched, putting back in, can he follow up with this and do even more with this? Can he do that? Playing a really good team, obviously, against the Lions. The Lions, I think, are the best team in the NFC, if they're not the best team in the NFL. I think they are as about as flawless as you can get. Goff is playing outstanding. Their run game is outstanding. With Gibbs has been great for them. The excellent group of receivers. I think they throw the football and run the ball well. They have great balance. I think they have great coaching. I think defensively they've even cleaned up, I think, some of their secondary issues. They destroy the the Jags. So I think they win this game as well. I can't buy the Richardson thing yet. I think kind of like him and Caleb Williams, they're showing progress, but it's progress. These are this is established football team that they're playing. So I don't think they're quite ready for the yet. Lions like them in this one as well. These are two teams now that can win the NFC West. So how many of you had the Cardinals in first place in this division? Yeah, I know, right? The Cards. Look, Kyler Murray is kind of like in the sense of Nick Sirianni, or I think Kirk Cousins. I think despite the success he's had, he gets, to me, criticized a ton. He's been good this year. I mean, I think they've had some defensive issues over the year, during the course of the year, but he's been good. I mean, I don't think there's any questioning how good he's been. So they're coming off a bye, so that's going to help them as well. Seahawks, I think this is a tough place for them to play, though. I really always do think there aren't many good home fields anymore, by the way. Like, they're not. Like, Pittsburgh is still one. Kansas City is still one. I think Seattle is one. You don't go into Seattle and see a lot of other teams' stuff in there a lot. Like, even in Dallas now, they're having this problem. So I think the Seahawks win this game. I think the Seahawks defense really does a good job against the run. So I think they will go ahead and stop Kyler Murray as well. You got to watch him running the football as well. I think the Cards have been good. I don't love them on defense. I think the Seahawks offense has a good day at home as well here. So fire up Steve Young and Brett Favre and John Madden and Pat Summerall for the 4 o'clock. Not quite. But these are two good teams, obviously, the 49ers and the Packers. This is huge for the Niners. They want to have any playoff aspirations. They got to win a tough game in Lambeau against a good Packers team, I think, as well. Niners have not been the same this year. Purdy, not quite as good. I am not laying it on him, but I think not quite as good. They haven't had McCaffrey. It's been death by 1,000 cuts, and it's kind of lost a little bit. Their offense is not nearly what it was. That's, I think, the biggest thing with the Niners. Their offense is just not. Defense, I think, has slipped too, but I think their offense is really not quite the same here. And I don't think they go into Green Bay and win. I like the Packers here as well. I think the Packers find ways to win. Love has got to clean up some of these picks. You know, the deeper you go into the season, that's a problem. Jordan Love is got to go ahead and start cleaning a lot of this stuff up here. What's the stat line? How many interceptions has he? I think he's had like one in each game as well. I think he's got 11 picks. That ain't no. He's going to have to clean something up if you're going to go deep in the playoffs. But I like the Packers here in this game as well over the Niners. And the Monday night game might be the best game of the weekend, I think. The Eagles, I think, are the best team this side of the Lions in the NFC. And the Rams, I think, are ascending. I think the Rams may be getting healthy at the right time. They have done a lot of good things this season. When healthy, I think they're getting healthy, and I think they win this game over the Eagles. I think the Eagles are kind of due to lose one, as good as they've been. I think, though, I like Stafford to score. I think they know how to score in this one. Their defense is getting clearly better. The secondary is a weak spot. The thing with Stafford, he's old school in the fact he throws the ball deep a lot. I think that's the area where the Eagles have problems still. Like a lot of teams don't, but I think Stafford has great accuracy deep. I do like the Rams in this game. There you go. Play the long run. That was the draft one. That's the Niners. They lose that game. If you're on the clock, not in the playoffs. All right, so let's go ahead. All the games. Check that out this weekend. Quick